And finally, how do we prescribe success? Well, the literature suggests there's a couple of ways. First of all, persuasion. And that is, if I say to you, gosh, you can do it, I have confidence in it, go ahead, go forth, you can do it. That works, but it's the least powerful way of increasing a person's self-efficacy or confidence. Second is modeling, and that is when we see other people who we identify, not superheroes, but real people like us, and we go, well, if they can do it, I can do it, and it increases confidence. So, for example, when a person with cerebral palsy climbs El Capitan, Steve Wampler, I hear about it, I marvel at it, but it doesn't increase my confidence one bit that I can climb El Capitan. He's like in another league. He's a superhero. When I heard that my neighbor Joe, who's out there mowing the lawn, climbed El Capitan, I go, whoa, you know, he's like me. Maybe I could do it too. Cognitive reframing we talked about a little bit earlier is in terms of the way we see our environment, the way we see ourselves, being able to shift that cognitive frame is very powerful. And finally, mastery experiences. Those are the small steps, simple steps. When you have those and you have success experiences, it builds your confidence. You're more likely to continue that or take on other challenges. So mastery experience. So I like to frame this about how do we prescribe failure? Because I think I have a master's degree in prescribing failure. I have graduate work. I've done 30 years of prescribing failure experiences for my son, for my wife, for my patients, and for myself. So let me share with you the ingredients of prescribing failure. First of all, make it prescribed. That is, tell someone else what they're supposed to do. Trust me, after the age of 2, that usually builds resistance. 2, make it really general or global, not specific. Say, you know, you have to lose a lot of weight, okay? 3, make it pretty difficult, you know, really challenging. 4, make it long-term. I'm not talking about now. I'm not talking about next week. We're talking about lifelong change here. And plus minus, make it pretty unpleasant to do. And I can almost guarantee you, you will have created a failure experience. Now, we don't really want to do that. And in fact, I think that's behavioral malpractice, but we do it all the time. You know, we're supposed to at least do no harm, but here we are prescribing failure. So how do we prescribe success? First of all, a person has to choose the behavior, okay? It has to be really personal to them, and I can't tell you what somebody else is going to choose. 2, it has to be really specific, and in the latter part of the workshop, we're going to get really crispy and specific on the behavior, not general. It has to be something easy to create a success experience, and usually we use the confidence test. Are you 70 to 80% confident? Because if people are below that, chances are they're going to fail. And maybe they could reshape the goal or the step a little bit so that they're more confident. I like rapid change with rapid feedback. There's a wonderful book called 59 Seconds by Richard Wiseman. I recommend it to you. He was a psychologist, and one of his patients came to him and said, do I have to go through 20 years of psychotherapy before I can feel better? And he was challenged by that, and he went back through the literature and harvested a lot of the really rapid change techniques that can be used, like the gratitude exercise and so on, and pulled them together in a book. And to the degree that the change can be something pleasurable, sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. And then finally, we've got to celebrate success, and I'm going to illustrate that in a moment.